On the debate tonight, Rahul Mehra, I think, is taking anti-BCCI position. Ranjit Kumar is taking a pro-Srinivasan, pro-BCCI position. Gulu Ezekiel has no love lost for the BCCI. Atul Vasan still has some. Kishore Bhimani, senior sports journalist, is, I think, being critical of Srinivasan tonight. My first question is to Dilip Doshi, former Indian cricketer who is joining us from our studios in London. Mr. Doshi, first of all, it's a pleasure to have you on the Newshour tonight. It's your first appearance on the program. I hope it will be the first of many. Mr. Dilip Doshi, do you think the BCCI now is in the position of defending the indefensible and backing the unbackable by standing behind Mr. Srinivasan?
Okay. Anup, first of all, thanks for having me on the program. And just wanted to say to you, I've heard this debate on the Indian television channels while I was in India last week and now also. And I have a very different point of view. I think nobody is going to the grassroots level problem. May I say to you that a lot of these things is just coming out that BCCI has become a very favorite punching bag of all the people in India. I do agree that an institution like BCCI can have further introspection, they can improve further, but I also think they have done a wonderful job at many places, which people are forgetting. All these people who are complaining, everybody has been given a wonderful benefit. People have got a lot of value out of the board, and they were happy to take it. And whenever they need to punch the bag, they don't spare any thoughts. I don't think it is a great job. It is a thankless job. I have myself been a critic of BCCI in my own autobiography. I think things have come a long way. It's a very, very easy institution to blame.
Mr. Doshi.
As far as Mr. Srinivasan.
Yeah, go on, please. Yeah, you wanted to make your point on Mr. Srinivasan. Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that I've been hearing everybody's views, and I just feel that the problem lies at the grassroots level. I just feel that a lot of cricketers who are upcoming, the youngsters right from the Maidan level everywhere, everybody wants to play for money because the parents are bringing the children to the nets. Pardon?
No, Mr. Doshi,
The parents are bringing children to the nets so that they can earn some good living.
No, Mr. Doshi, I want to come to the point, Mr. Doshi.
Tell me.
You see, it's not a question of BCCI has done good work, bad work. We are not here today to hold a sort of a discussion on is BCCI good or is BCCI bad. The question is very simple. One, why is BCCI spineless on acting against Srinivasan? That's one. Secondly, it's a question of what is right and what is wrong, what is true, what is untrue, what is a fact and what is a lie. And I want Kishore Bhimani to come in because Kishore Bhimani was nodding his head furiously while you were speaking. He put up his hand once. And before I go to Kishore Bhimani, I want to put up two pieces of paper. Why I say this is about whether it's true or not true, because on one side I have an email which is dated the 19th of December, sent at 7:24 by Mr. Rajiv Shukla, the IPL chief. Now, Rajiv Shukla says, I'm going to investigate this whole matter. What is there to investigate, Mr. Shukla? This email was sent by you, and among the people you send it to is Gurunath Mayappan. And you refer to him as an owner. You refer to him as an owner. This list is a list of owners. And it has also been sent to Gurunath Mayappan. Let me put my finger on where the name is. Yes, Gurunath75 at something yahoo.co.in. These are owners. That's one. So, if Srinivasan says today, no, he's not an owner, he's an enthusiast. I mean, a very, very, very different kind of enthusiast, isn't he? The second point is I have a copy of a visiting card in which Gurunath Mayappan identifies himself as team principal, collected by the Mumbai police. So tonight, the question is simply whether Srinivasan is saying an honest thing or Srinivasan is making up things. That's the only question. Yes, Mr. Bhimani.
Yeah. Good evening, Dilip. I have a very, very differing point of view. We have Mr. Dilip Doshi, who's an old, very, very long-standing friend of mine, telling us on the channel that we have all received great benefits from the board. I, for one, have never received any benefit from the board, and God forbid I don't want any benefit from the board. I consider this cabal, this oligarchy of people who run the cricket board for self-service, for no interest in sport, who very little knowledge of the game, very little attempt at promotion of the game, who are so steeped in money and so steeped in the madness of power that you are seeing today the president of the board telling us that his son-in-law is an enthusiast. He's an enthusiast,
Ridiculous.
but he's seen waving that little handle at the auction where millions of the India Cement money is being spent. He says he doesn't own the team India Cement, shareholders own it. I own 100 shares of India Cement. I want to go and get my owner's badge also.
Whoa.
This is all an eyewash. His son-in-law is guilty as hell, and his son-in-law, he is responsible, and he should step down before this institution gets any dirtier.
It's got dirtier and dirtier. Third speaker tonight, Mr. Dilip Doshi, I'm going to come to you. You know, Ranjit Kumar, you've been holding a candle for the BCCI. That candle is going to burn itself out, Mr. Kumar. Every day there is new evidence. Every day. Every day there is... I would say... Mr. Kumar, with the greatest of respect, someone slapping the Indian cricket fan hard on his face right now. Atul Vasan is leaving the panel. I don't know why.
What I have been saying...
I don't know why. I hope Atul Vasan comes back. Okay.
What I have been
Yes, Ranjit Kumar.
What I have been saying, Arnab, is that I said that to your channel 3 days ago also, that morally, Mr. Srinivasan should step down at a time when an inquiry is being made with reference to what all has been happening in the past 2 weeks. That is something which I have said on your channel, and I repeat that as a proprietary and on moral grounds, let the inquiry take place. You say that I am not there as the BCCI president. Let the inquiry...
what inquiry? What inquiry? A joke of an inquiry, Mr. Kumar. An inquiry in which BCCI...
I don't agree that it is joke of an inquiry.
That's your perception. I have right to mine.
Yes, a retired Supreme Court or a High Court judge.
Sir.
A retired Supreme Court or a High Court judge leading the committee.
Sir, please. I put a question.
To make an inquiry.
Sir,
I don't say that Supreme Court or High Court judges are jokes.
Sir,
don't denigrate the institution of the judiciary.
Sir,
don't denigrate the institution.
A
Supreme Court judge or a High Court judge.
Mr. Ranjit Kumar, your determined attempt to put words in my mouth is both shallow and wrong. I have never called any judge
I'm sorry.
Mr. Ranjit Kumar, please. Ranjit Kumar. Mr. Ranjit Kumar, you are wrong. Mr.
You are saying it is a sham of an inquiry. I don't agree with you.
Mr. Ranjit Kumar.
It is not a sham of an inquiry.
Mr. Ranjit Kumar.
If the chairman
Mr. Ranjit Kumar, listen to me.
is going to be a retired Supreme Court or a High Court judge, it is not a sham of an inquiry.
Okay. So, Mr. Ranjit Kumar, let's have just a Supreme Court judge or just a High Court judge. Yes. Why do we need... Allow me to complete.
That's all right.
Allow me to complete.
Yes.
Why do we need the Right Honorable BCCI Treasurer Ajay Shirke, who's part of a 3-member probe team, who is sitting alongside Mr. Srinivasan when we have the announcement? And I have great regard for Ravi Shastri, but Ravi Shastri is a contracted commentator with the BCCI. Now, can a contracted commentator on the BCCI... One minute, IPL governing board member...
It should be a one-man committee.
So you accept...
It should be a one-man committee.
So you accept. So you accept.
I agree that it should be a one-man committee.
So you accept. I have seen some so-called Indian cricket legends today.
I had to take that decision.
Mr. Ranjit Kumar, I have seen some so-called cricket legends today who unfortunately are sounding like politicians. And the only thing they say, trial by media, trial by media, trial by media. Why are these people sounding like political party people? Why are they going on saying trial by media? Why are they so edgy? Why are they so nervous? Do they have the right to speak up? Would they have had the right to speak up if they were free of the BCCI? Or is the fact that some of them are contracted to the BCCI holding them back? I'm not taking names. Viewers know who I'm talking about. Dilip Doshi wanted to come into the debate. Gulu and Rahul, coming back to you. Yes, Mr. Doshi.
Yes. I I do not want to get involved in the rights and wrongs of it for two reasons. That I think Mr. Srinivasan would have enough conscience to decide that if he has done wrong, he will step down. I think the law and the whatever process has to take place must go on, and we shouldn't be judgmental at this stage. That's my view. I was concerned only about cricket and some of the issues related to cricket, and I didn't want to get embroiled into this.
Mr. Doshi,
Mr.
Doshi, isn't this about cricket? Isn't this about cricket? No, one second. Someone who owns an IPL team
absolutely
conveniently says I didn't own an IPL team. Someone who is written, when the IPL chief Rajiv Shukla writes an email to him as an owner, then Rajiv Shukla will set up a commission to check whether he's an owner. There is a clause that if you do anything to bring down the value of cricket, your whole franchise will be closed down. There is no implementation of the clause. The BCCI is judging the BCCI. The fourth panelist tonight, Rahul Mehra, wanted to add a few points. I'll get a second round after Mr. Mehra. Rahul.
Arnab, it's quite strange as to how various things at various levels have been fixed. And allow me to place my point, Arnab. It's not only spot fixing on the ground, but it is the fixing of the constitution by the board members, the working committee of the BCCI, which actually allowed Mr. N. Srinivasan to actually hold financial interest as an administrator in 2008 when they fixed the constitution by an amendment, so-called amendment. They also fixed the constitution when for winning an election you only need a simple majority of 50%, but for throwing a person out you need a 75%, 3/4 majority. Shocking. You also fix not only this, you also then go ahead and fix the government, because none of the sports ministry doesn't want to have a say on this issue, despite the colossal waste of public money, despite the fact that you have a sports ministry, I don't know for what purpose, if they can't step in now, and despite the fact that Rajiv Shukla and Arun Jaitley ran not to the sports minister when we are talking about sports and a game of sports like cricket, but they run to a former counsel of BCCI who's today a law minister, Mr. Sibal, who more than willingly says we will have an independent law, not referring it to the sports bill redrafting committee of which I am also a member, and saying that please incorporate provisions of betting and fixing in your sports bill, because just for one reason, because they want to keep BCCI out of the ambit of RTI and do not want player participation in BCCI, and also do not want independent election commission and code of ethics to come in play. And also finally, they are so brazen about the entire issue that they say that probably one day we can also fix the people of India and the people because of whom they generate the revenues. God forbid, Mr. Srinivasan and all his people in the BCCI, that day will not come. No, but and one more point. It's Mr. Jaitley and Mr. Rajiv Shukla and the likes in the board who thoroughly stand exposed today simply because they haven't even uttered a word. In the parliament, they disrupt the parliament at the public exchequer's money, do not allow parliament to take function when Bansal's nephew is arrested. What was Mr. Bansal's fault? Can Mr. Jaitley tell us? Why is it that the same principle is not being adopted when it comes to Mr. Srinivasan just because he wants to be the next president? I mean, where is the national interest? Where is the ethical interest? Where is the interest of the game of cricket?
No, the question is very simple. The question is tonight, all the politicians should be clearly aware of the sentiments of the people. Now, the other absurdity here is, I'm going to come to you, Gulu, sorry to come to you last, that the report prepared by this so-called probe panel will eventually be submitted to the BCCI headed by Mr. Srinivasan. So this is a world record in... No,
Arnab, no. It will not be submitted to Mr. Srinivasan.
It will be submitted to the disciplinary committee.
It will be submitted to the disciplinary committee.
Okay, so is the disciplinary committee... No, one second.
Srinivasan is not in the disciplinary committee.
So 1 minute. Yes, 1 second. What's the point Gulu you're making? Gulu's making a point. Gulu.
To the best of my information, Mr. Srinivasan, as the president, is a member of the 3-member disciplinary committee.
No, he is not. He is not a member of the disciplinary committee. Sorry.
No, 1 second. Mr. Ranjit Kumar, even if Mr. Srinivasan were to dissociate himself, please do not expect the people of this country not to believe that there is an umbilical cord that links the disciplinary committee to the BCCI. The disciplinary committee is the disciplinary committee of the BCCI. No, 1 minute.
It's not the
Mr. Ranjit Kumar.
Don't impute motives to the disciplinary committee.
No, I'm not. Please, Mr. Ranjit Kumar, your constant attempts to put me on the back foot will not work. Because if you do, then I will put some hard facts to your disposal.
I'm only saying.
I will put some hard. I know.
Why do you think the 3 members?
Okay, I'll ask 7 questions now.
The 3-member committee of the disciplinary committee.
Okay, now let me ask you 7 questions. Since your attempt tonight is to put me on the back foot, let me ask you 7 questions. May I please begin? May I begin? May I ask you 7 questions?
Yeah, please.
Okay, you asked for it.
Please.
Question number 1, is Gurunath an enthusiast?
Well, I don't think so.
Okay, good. Second question, is he the team was he the team principal or not?
Well, that is what you are trying to show me from that email.
No, or the Twitter profile. Third, is he the team owner? Was he the team owner?
He could be.
He could be. He's given an interview saying, I enjoy being the team owner and it's great because we won. And Rajiv Shukla sent him a mail as a team. No, question number 4. You asked for it. No, you asked. You were trying to put me on the back foot. Question number 4. Yeah. Question number 4. Did his IPL accreditation designate him as the team owner? Yes or no?
The card that is being shown is that he has access to every area other than the dressing room.
Okay, last question. He says the honorary member, right? Are honorary members allowed in the team dugout? Are they, Kishore Bhimani, are honorary members allowed in the team dugout?
No, they are not allowed.
That's the point.
And may I just respond
Yeah, that's the point. Yes, Mr.
Kumar
Bhimani.
on one point. If Mr. Ajit Kumar says he may be an owner, I think this is a very serious utterance, because if he is an owner, then Mr. Srinivasan is a liar, because he has said he is not an owner. So that is a very important issue. Mr. Srinivasan said he is an enthusiast.
So, I don't know the shareholding.
If he is an owner.
Why are you putting, I do not know what is the shareholding, who is the ownership, what is the company owning.
I'm just quoting you, Mr. Ranjit Kumar. You said that he may be an owner.
Companies and companies. A chartered accountant, yeah, he could be. I am saying
the
so. He could
card
be.
He has
but I do not know. I can't vouch for it.
Owner.
I can't vouch for it. I can't vouch for it. I said he could be. He may be.
Owner.
No, what is Rajiv Shukla?
Yeah, so that's all right.
Well, if
so
he
therefore
is.
You are saying.
If he is.
No, what is Rajiv Shukla? No, what? Come on, Mr. Ranjit Kumar. You're trying very hard, but as I said, you're defending the indefensible. You're backing the unbackable. You know it tonight. You know it, Mr. Ranjit. There are no facts, and I'm sorry, but this is a very sad joke.
No, I said
this is a very sad joke.
Out of propriety and morality should step down pending the inquiry. I said that to you just now also.
Gulu, does the propriety?
That Mr. Srinivasan, as a matter of propriety and morality, should step down pending the inquiry.
Gulu, does the propriety argument matter to Srinivasan anymore, in your view?
You're asking me, Arnab?
Yeah, Gulu.
Yeah, well, it's reached a point of no return now, and this constant hair splitting over the last 24 hours about whether Gurunath is or is not a team owner, when you have incontrovertible proof that he is becoming a bit ridiculous now, because we can keep on showing documents and letters and emails, but if the other side is going to stonewall, then it's just going to become an endless debate. I mean, it's all the proof is out there, and as far as I'm concerned, there's nothing more to prove. It's just hard proof.
No, but we must ask the questions. And the question to Dilip Doshi is this. Dilip Doshi, you started out by saying BCCI has done good work and all that. But I believe, Mr. Doshi, that justice must be done to all. Justice must not be done selectively.
Let me clarify to you. I think you... No. Let me clarify to you. I heard Bishan say a few things, and I just felt sad that I know that it's a very easy thing to be critical of BCCI, and I'm not saying that they don't have to introspect and they don't have to improve. That's another story. What we are looking at is BCCI have also done a lot of good to the game and to a lot of the players in the country, and we cannot take that away. And I do believe that it's a very easy punching bag. And there's nothing wrong with it because cricket is an extremely popular sport.
No, where is the punching bag argument? No, Mr. Doshi. Mr. Doshi.
People like CEOs.
No, Mr. Doshi, this punching bag
I'll tell
argument.
You why? Because
why would you?
Anab, let me say.
Why would you say punch? One second, Mr. Doshi, you see punching bag is one argument. I say, why do you expect the people of this country to treat the BCCI with kid gloves when it is in the middle of the biggest scam, betraying the feelings of the people of this country? I am asking you tonight, Mr. Doshi, the same BCCI 7 days back, 7 days back wanted to take... Are you
talking about fixing or are you talking about... What are we talking about?
I am obviously talking about fixing and spot fixing and the present controversy. I am not here to stand in judgment of 100 years of what the BCCI has done.
So
I am talking about the present context.
Let me come to that.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so then let me explain to you. Do you think that BCCI or anybody can be a police to every individual and stop the mentality? I was trying to say to you that the rotting mentality is in the fabric of the society today, and cricket is only a reflection of what is happening. And if you don't want to accept that, let me tell you that. Let me give you an example.
Mr. Doshi, by extension, am I to conclude that you genuinely believe that Indian society... let's get Gulu into this. Gulu, the argument seems to be indicate that Indian society, corrupt Indian society, corrupt Indian society made Gurunath Mayappan corrupt?
No,
one second.
Don't put words in. Let me explain to you. No. I'm explaining something different. Please try to understand my point of view. I know what's going on. I cannot be a party to what is being discussed. I'll tell you simply why. Because I do not know all the facts the way you are mentioning. I'm only seeing what I have seen for years. That I'll give you a small example of young kids are going to the camps and the parents are bringing them in so that they can be very well paid and they become cricketers. If cricket is going to be approached like business from the grassroots level, you will have these issues. Cricket has to be played as a sport, as a passion, as a platform where you win to bring your talent and you win to win laurels for your teams or your country.
I want to get Gulu. Let's get Gulu.
That's what is to be taught.
Gulu.
Excuse me, Arnab. First of all, I would like to pay tribute to Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi, who has been a consistent critic of the IPL and who has, right from 2008, stuck to a principled stand that IPL is rotten to the core, okay, and that IPL is a bad influence on Indian and world cricket. Today, Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi stands justified, and I think that we should pay tribute to his persistent and courageous, consistent stand on this issue. Number one. Number two, now as you raise this question, can Mr. Mayappan accuse Indian society of being corrupt and therefore he's corrupt? The line he's taking is that Vindu Darar Singh forced him into match fixing and betting and whatever he did. You see? So, today, right now, everybody who is trapped is pointing fingers at other people, okay? And as far as Mr. Doshi's comment that the board has done a lot of good for cricket and that it has rewarded the players, he is right about that. But the issue today is not about rewarding the players. The issue today is, why is the BCCI not able to control this monster which they created? And are they not therefore culpable and responsible for whatever is happening among cricketers and cricket officials? That's the question I'd like to pose to your panel.
And I want to also ask you, Mr. Doshi, you keep mentioning about grassroots cricket and grassroots cricket. May I ask you, what good is IPL doing for grassroots cricket? You make the argument here today, one second, about a young child. Mr. Ranjit Kumar, you make an argument about a young child, whose parent is putting them through cricket. Have you asked yourself, Mr. Doshi, how cheated that young child and his parent feels today? Have you asked yourself how cheated those people feel today? That you have a bunch of fixers. No, you have a bunch of fixers who get away, and you have a bunch of punters who have powerful networks. I don't mind my saying so, Mr. Doshi. But how can you as a legend of Indian cricket, take a position which if allowed to get away will compromise the fundamentals of the game, Mr. Doshi?
I want to explain to you. No. may I just say to you, first of all, I don't agree that IPL is a monster. I think IPL has become a monster the way it is perceived. I agree that T20 cricket is also a wonderful kind of tournament because it brings a lot of other things in the game which the traditional game hasn't brought. It has to be played in very small proportions. It should not be overplayed. But the point is, you were talking about the corruption that has crept into the game, and that is what I was referring to.
I am not making general comments. No, I am not making general comments. Mr. Doshi,
as a business.
Mr. Doshi, on this channel, I'll tell you one thing. There are other channels in India which make general observations about general things. I am not in the business of generalities. I never have been. My point is very simple. Do you believe that Srinivasan should understand that when his son-in-law is arrested for punting / fixing / whatever, that it is high time that he takes a moral responsibility? Or do you believe it doesn't matter? Just why, Mr. Doshi, of all the things that you're willing to say openly on so many things,
let me tell
why don't you answer specifically on Srinivasan? Why don't you talk about Gurunath Mayappan? Why don't you?
I'm answering you straight.
No, I want you to be very direct on that. Then I'll get a response. Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Srinivasan himself should have to decide with his conscience, and if he is clear with his conscience, he hasn't done anything wrong. He has just hold on a second.
Mr. Bhimani,
he has a right to stay on.
Mr. Bhimani,
that's up to him.
Mr.
I don't think it is. No, it is
Mr.
no point
Bhimani,
in advising him. I don't want to advise anybody who should do
You
what.
should have asked Mr. Kasab if his conscience tells him that he has committed a crime or not. We should ask all the people. We should ask Kalmadi, ask his conscience. Don't ask the court. Don't ask the people whom he has cheated. Let's ask his conscience. I don't think it matters one bit what Srinivasan's conscience says. The fact is he has disgraced cricket. His son-in-law, who is deeply involved, is regarded as an enthusiast. He has told the whole country, the cricket-loving people of this country, that all he is an enthusiast. He is not. He is involved in the game, and as a moral this thing, Caesar's wife, it's Raman, the country of Ram and Sita. Please remember public perception matters, and he should step down from his tin pot throne.
Please. This is entirely up to an individual.
And Mr. Doshi, just to be a little bit more direct with you, why should I care as a cricket fan how much help the BCCI has given former Indian greats? I mean, good for all the Indian greats. If the BCCI has done a lot, one second. I respect. I'm sorry. It's good for Indian greats. If they have done great things, if they have given contributions, if they have supported them financially, great. But will the same Indian greats have the courage? Those greats who have been kept happy with the BCCI, will they have the courage today to speak against the BCCI? Or does the BCCI expect an act of reciprocity? That on the one hand, we will be nice to the greats in the hope that at the time of crisis, when we are under question, they will not question us.
I think I don't agree with you there, Arnab. I do believe that there is a lot of visionary people around in the cricket board as well. I know that they have got a lot to improve upon as well. But it's very easy to be critical like this. They have got some professional appointed people like CEOs as well. Why only the president or somebody should answer? Why the others?
Because the president's son is in jail. Because the president's son is in jail. And Mr. Doshi, I have great respect for you. But I don't think you are seeing, you're missing the wood for the trees tonight. Or you're choosing to do that. I have great respect, but you're not, because the president's son is in jail. No. I want to ask you tonight, Mr. Doshi, tell me once in the history of Indian cricket, give me one example in the history of Indian cricket. I challenge you tonight, Dilip Doshi. One example which is more embarrassing than this one. One example. And we'll debate that. Give me one example. More embarrassing than this one.
Let me tell you, in different contexts, a lot of things have happened, and let us not go back into that. I was trying to stress on a different point. I think you have not understood it properly. That's the reason why I wanted to explain to you when I said that the cricket has to be played at any level.
Dilip Doshi, Dilip Doshi. I have Bishan Singh Bedi now on the phone. One second. I have Bishan Singh Bedi now on the phone. Now, I have not seen two former Indian cricketers take two such contrary positions.
Yeah,
I have some of our panelists tonight who are holding their head in their hands while you're speaking, because I think a lot of people are feeling let down by the position that you're taking, Mr. Doshi. Bishan Singh Bedi, are you here?
Yeah.
Bishan Singh Bedi, I have former cricketer Dilip Doshi here today, and he came on the channel right after you spoke.
No.
He says, Mr. Doshi says, Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi, that he heard you and he disagrees with you, what you say. Right?
Well, he's entitled to.
Yeah, but I want him to tell you why. I want him to tell you why he disagrees and he's disappointed with, and then I want you to respond. No, 1 minute. Mr. Bedi wants...
Listen, Arnab, listen. My name is not Srinivasan. I don't...
I agree.
I'm not going to force people to agree with me.
I agree. I know you're not. I just lost the line there with Mr. Doshi in the meantime, it appears. But Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi, the question is this. Mr. Dilip Doshi says BCCI has done a lot of good for several cricketers. They've done a lot of good. We should not be castigating them overnight.
No, hang on. I'm not saying BCCI has not done a lot of good in the past. They have. We are only talking about the present situation created by the IPL. You know? And if somebody suggests, all right, now hang on, if somebody suggests that because the BCCI has helped the former cricketers, given them one-time kind of a benefit, now do you want me to believe that the past cricketers may not have earned that one-time benefit? And let me assure you that decision was taken by the working committee of the BCCI.
I agree with you.
Nothing to do with the governing council of IPL.
I agree with you. Mr. Bedi, after listening to both of you tonight, I just want to put one point of view to our viewers. I'm glad you came back on the phone. I want to ask every Newshour viewer tonight. Bishan Singh Bedi is one of the only legends of Indian cricket to come out and speak openly. Do you think it is right? And that's my final question to you, not just to you, Mr. Bishan Singh Bedi, to all our viewers. Do you think it is time for the other legends of Indian cricket, the great cricketers, those who pay for the IPL, those who don't, those who are associated, those who are not associated? Is it time for Anil Kumble, Sachin Tendulkar, Javagal Srinath, all the greats, Rahul Dravid, all the greats to collectively come and address this issue? Is it time or not? What do you think, Kishore Bhimani?
Rahul Dravid said something today.
Well, he said...
Rahul Dravid's newspaper today
I think they will...
Rahul Dravid said... Today in the newspaper it has come that he said that the game must go on, but that it should be cleansed of all the bad doings.
Has any of these players taken a position on Srinivasan?
Today in the newspaper.
Has any of these players taken a position on Srinivasan?
Sorry?
Has any of these players taken a position on Srinivasan?
I don't know whether they were asked about it.
Has any of them? No. Has any of them? What got their tongue?
When he says that the bad things should be clean.
Why are all of them quiet as the game of cricket seems to be infested with the worst kind of criminality we have seen?
Should be cleaned.
That's all right. That's broad generalities.
Bad should be clean can be talking about his laundry.
No.
That's right, Mr. Bhimani. Don't laugh it off, Mr. Ranjit Kumar.
I mean, there's no question of bad to be clean. You come out and say Srinivasan must go. I'd like to hear some cricketer saying that.
We haven't heard one. I don't think we will. Gulu, what do you think?
Well, Arnab, if pigs could fly, well, maybe then we could expect cricketers to speak out, particularly current cricketers. And I don't think that's going to happen very soon, to be honest. It didn't happen in 2000 when match fixing first hit Indian cricket and world cricket. Not a single senior player came out and took a stand and made a bold statement.
Not one.
So I think, not one. I think we're expecting a bit too much of them. Well, and when you have exceptions like Bishan, I think that they should be held up as glowing examples.
Absolutely. Well, Mr. Bedi, thanks for coming back. That question goes out. Do all the cricketers have a conscience strong enough and a spine stern enough to come out and speak? And if they don't, will 10 years from now, 20 years from now, these same great cricketers be able to answer their own conscience?